In our mega coverage here on India Today about Mehul Choksi's hearing in the court, it is going to be a big day because the court in Dominica will be hearing the matter at about 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We'll be getting you all the latest on that. But importantly, the Indian authorities have said already that they have gathered documents, including his Aadhaar, PAN and the ration cards and other documents to prove that he is a fugitive businessman who never gave up his Indian citizenship, and that could be crucial with regard to the court hearing.
It's the great Caribbean chase. India's hunt for fraudster Mehul Choksi rests on what the Dominican court will decide on Wednesday. Currently in jail for allegedly illegally entering Dominica, the fugitive Diamantaire will be produced in court at around 6:30 p.m. India time. The Dominican court will decide whether Choksi, wanted in the 13,000 crore PNB fraud, will be deported to India or will he be sent back to Antigua. Sources tell India Today that the Enforcement Directorate will file an application before the Dominican court, detailing Choksi's crime and the grounds for his deportation. India is to prove that Choksi is an Indian citizen who never completed the formalities and paperwork to surrender his Indian citizenship while taking the citizenship of Antigua. To support the claims, Indian authorities have gathered documents including Choksi's Aadhaar, PAN, ration cards, which show that he is still an active Indian citizen. The documents will be submitted before the Dominican court. Sources say that if court permits, the Enforcement Directorate will file this application to convince the court that the man in their custody is a wanted, accused since January 2018. And based on the red corner notice by Interpol, he should be deported back to India immediately. The ED officials are also trying to ensure that Choksi's case in Dominica should not get stuck in legalities, else it will be a long wait for India. Choksi, who now carries an Antiguan passport, disappeared mysteriously on May 23rd from Antigua. It is suspected that Choksi went on a romantic getaway with his girlfriend. His lawyer alleges that he was abducted and taken to Dominica as part of a conspiracy. Now all eyes are on the Dominican court. Will India get hold of the fraudster who has been evading the law for 3 years? With Munish Pandey in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what next now for Mehul Choksi? Let's take a look. There are different scenarios, and the first scenario on top with regard to the hearing will be the Dominican court has said that he entered the country illegally and that he needs to serve a punishment there. This is very important because this is as per the country's law. Scenario 2, deported to Antigua since he is an Antiguan citizen. Remember, he had taken the citizenship of Antigua, and that is an important scenario as well. But scenario number 3, he could be extradited to India because of the red corner notice that has been issued against him by the GOI. His Indian citizenship was never cancelled, and therefore that also is a scenario that stands. And on this mega coverage, we are joined by our best reporters on the ground. First, Munish Pandey is giving us live details because he has been tracking this case for a very long time. Also, our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan in Delhi. Munish, I want to first get an update from you. This is big. We are looking at different scenarios. How possibly will the government of India be pushing forward to ensure that he could be extradited or the least gets a punishment there itself?
Well, Pooja, government is very confident and so are the officials of the agency. Now, what we have been given to understand is that there are 2 officials from the Central Bureau of Investigation who are in Dominica. Apart from that, there are officials from Ministry of External Affairs and from other agencies. Now, why these officials are in Dominica? Only to assist the Dominican prosecution agency. Now, what the Indian officials have done in last few days is that they have given the evidence against Mehul Choksi, they have given the documents, and most importantly, Pooja, because we need to understand is that the controversy of his citizenship is going to be very important when the case comes up for hearing. Because now what India claims that when Mehul Choksi was awarded the Antiguan citizenship, he never surrendered his Indian citizenship. He never completed the paperwork, and to prove that they have the documents, and those documents have also been given to Dominican authorities. So there will be a representation from the Indian side before the court where India will prove that he is an Indian citizen. He is a fugitive who is wanted in India for a very serious economic fraud, and there is a red corner notice, and based on this, he should be deported back to India as soon as possible. So Indian government is confident, agencies are confident, but there are some officials who are saying that because the case is stuck in legalities, India might have to wait for some more time.
Time running out for Mehul Choksi. Munish Pandey will be tracking all the details through the day. Munish, stay on with me. I'm also joined by Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor. But before that, remember what are now significant charges. There is no end to the bribing charge now. That is going to be very serious because Mehul Choksi is facing a charge of providing or at least offering bribe to the Dominican opposition leader Lennox Linton to prevent his extradition to India. This after reports of a mystery woman link to Mehul Choksi, who we know as the runaway diamond businessman, who's now been accused of having paid his way to avoid extradition. So the Dominican media report is claiming that Linton met Choksi's brother for 2 hours at his personal residence in Marigot, and then the meeting was allegedly aimed at the opposition leader to help Mehul Choksi to evade possible extradition to India. This could be in exchange of a promise of some sort of help, and that could be in the form of a bribe to Linton. The Dominican opposition leader, however, has rubbished these media reports of any private meeting with Mehul Choksi's brother Chetan Choksi. He's in fact said that he did not even meet the brother at the residence, and his house was destroyed in 2017 hurricane. He's further added, and that is the statement from the opposition leader, that there's never been any money received or given in exchange of favors. Earlier, remember, Antiguan Prime Minister had even accused Mehul Choksi of having paid a bribe to the opposition in Antigua to help him evade extradition to India.
I do not know Chetan Choksi. I have never seen him. I have never spoken to him. I have never met with him. The article says I met with him on the 30th of May in Marigot. I was not in Marigot on the 30th of May. I was in Marigot on the 29th of May, where I attended a public meeting of the United Workers' Party at which we dealt with, among other things, the Mehul Choksi saga. I have never, ever received any money from Chetan Choksi or anyone else for favors or to do or not to do anything or to promise to do or not to do anything. This is a total and absolute lie.
What is happening here, is that they are literally defending the campaign money. So here's a situation in which Choksi had the best law firm representing him. He had, what's his name there? Dorset and Watt. Sir Gerald Watt and Dr. Dorset.
Yes, David
Their
Dorset.
law firm defending him. Doing a good job. In fact, they're the ones who moved quickly and really avoided the revocation of his citizenship and tied up everything in court. But some UPP individuals befriended him, started to take money from him, small contributions, and he promised them big contributions since they told him that they will get their UPP lawyers to get him off the hook, and that if they win the next general elections, that they will protect him.
India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is now live with us. So Geeta, this is no more just a story about an Indian businessman and financial bungling. This could also take the diplomatic route. This is about other countries and their laws as well, and politics of other countries.
Well, it has taken a political turn, as many cases such as this do in any country. Be it Antigua or, for that matter, Dominica, Pooja, we are seeing a lot of politics behind Mehul Choksi's arrest, his citizenship, the way it is accorded to him, and the questions now being raised by the opposition in the manner in which Mehul Choksi seems to have landed in Dominica. The courts today will decide what needs to be done with Mehul Choksi. Like Munish Pandey said, the Indian official team that is there is completely packed with evidence and information with regards to what Mehul Choksi has done. But legally, on the laws of their land, what status does Mehul Choksi enjoy? And what is the decision really going to be will depend on the constitution and the laws of Dominica. He is, as of now, an Antiguan citizen, because Antigua does say that there might be questions, but it's in court, and so till the time the courts decide, he is an Antiguan national too, and in that he enjoys certain privileges given that it's a member state of the CARICOM. Dominica will have to look and take that into account, but there's a bigger and larger question. If Indian officials seem to convince the Dominican court that he has not relinquished his citizenship, then he could be deported. But the opposition will continue asking the same questions that they do in many countries. Why and how did Mehul Choksi land in Dominica? What was the involvement of the authorities? India Today had access to exclusive documents with regards to the dates and the fudging of dates of when the yacht actually landed in Dominica, whether it was the 23rd or the 25th. And those are questions that will have to be answered by the Dominican authorities who want Mehul Choksi deported to India as per the request of the Antiguan family.
That's extremely interesting. So there are a lot of details that are coming forth, and remember, these are other nations. Their laws also need to be followed as much. Geeta Mohan, Munish Pandey with all the details. But while the crime and politics is one side, on the other is a pleasure trip that seems to have been taken by Mehul Choksi, and there was with him likely a female friend. Now remember, there were different claims that are coming. There is this mystery woman who seems to be involved. The Antiguan Prime Minister, remember, had claimed that this woman is Choksi's female partner, a girlfriend. He was taking her on a romantic getaway. The diamond businessman's lawyer is now alleging that the woman, it appears, was a part of an elaborate conspiracy to abduct him, to take him out of Antigua, get him into Dominica where he could be arrested. Geeta Mohan, Munish Pandey reporting on the details.
A pleasure trip with his girlfriend on a yacht, lured by a woman and then abducted to Dominica, or escaped to Cuba gone horribly wrong. Mehul Choksi missing from the Caribbean nation Antigua and surfacing in Dominican custody 2 days later. Replete with multiple unanswered questions, claims and counters. India Today has learned that Choksi was indeed with a girl when he landed in Dominica, and that it appears to be a case of being honey-trapped. And sometime back started meeting Mehul Choksi during his morning and evening walks. She also befriended him and later, on May the 23rd, called him to an apartment to meet her. But when Choksi reached the apartment, many people were already there who allegedly abducted, kidnapped and took Mehul Choksi to Dominica, where he was arrested. Choksi's lawyers, however, say the girl was part of the team which was involved in the alleged abduction and torture of Choksi.
महिला थी जो उनके पड़ोस में आके रहती थी और फिर उन्होंने शिफ्ट कर लिया था, तो उनकी फैमिली में भी आना जाना था. इवनिंग में वॉक पे मिल जाते थे दोनों आपस में. तो जो है इन्होंने, वो लेडी पहले शिफ्ट हुई थी और जो पूरा पता चल रहा है कि वो भी इस ऑपरेशन का हिस्सा थी. तो इनको ट्रैप करने के लिए वो लेडी को सीड किया गया था.
The revelation comes days after Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown claimed that Mehul Choksi had fled to Dominica on a romantic trip with his girlfriend.
The information that we're getting now is that he may have taken his girlfriend to Dominica, probably to dinner to have a good time and so on, and got caught. Now, that would have been a monumental error.
Amidst the twists and turns, India Today has accessed a fresh set of Choksi pictures from the Dominican hospital where he was admitted. Choksi is seen with apparent injury marks on his body, which his lawyers claim are due to beating and electric shocks given to him.
बॉडी पे इतनी सारी इंजरीज हैं, आपने देखा फेस पे इतनी सारी इंजरीज हैं, आंख फूटी हुई है, तो ये जो इंजरीज हैं ये इलेक्ट्रिकल शॉक से दी गई इंजरीज हैं और ये जेन्युइन इंजरीज हैं। और जब उनको उठाया गया फोर्सिबली या एंटीगा से और यॉच पे रखा गया और फिर पुलिस स्टेशन ले जाया गया, तो ये उस बीच के दौरान की ये सारी इंजरीज हैं।
Choksi may also have used forged papers to escape Antigua with his girlfriend. India Today spoke to the travel firm believed to have ferried him to Antigua. The firm under fire now claims it never transported Choksi or his girlfriend.
Based on the photos that are circulating, I did not see anybody of that look on this particular boat, or not the boat or anybody that we did clearances for. Nevertheless, this boat that came in did not have any woman on board.
The Antiguan Prime Minister earlier claimed that Choksi has been bribing the opposition there to escape extradition. The claim was, however, denied by local politicians.
What is happening here, is that they are literally defending the campaign money. So here's a situation in which Choksi had the best law firm representing him. But some UPP individuals befriended him, started to take money from him, small contributions. And he promised them big contributions since they told him that they will get their UPP lawyers to get him off the hook. And that if they win the next general elections, that they will protect him.
When Mr. Choksi was taken to Dominica, our understanding is that he eventually was detained, but the persons who brought him there were never detained. But the fact that only he was detained would suggest that those who brought him there had some form of cover. And I wouldn't want to prejudge the matter, but I'm simply saying that that's a question that I would want to see answered.
Choksi's Caribbean caper is no less than a Bollywood thriller. Did the star fraudster himself fall victim to an elaborate fraud, or staged an elaborate stunt to hoodwink India once again? With Geeta Mohan in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
But there are some unanswered questions that remain regarding Mehul Choksi. What are these? Question number one. How did Mehul Choksi in the first place even get to Dominica if he was residing in Antigua or elsewhere? Question number two. Did Choksi's plan to escape to Cuba was a plan that went wrong and he landed up in Dominica? Question then, escape bid for pleasure trip. Did it go wrong for Mehul Choksi? Remember, was he accompanying a female friend and that was a plan did not succeed? Then a question again, did Choksi forge the documents to enter into Dominica and that is the reason he then got arrested? Are Choksi's torture claims with regard to the injury marks, is that a sympathy stunt or he was really with regard to torture faced it from the authorities? And here on India Today, we'll be getting you all the latest on the hearing of Mehul Choksi. Stay tuned. It's a wrap on this bulletin for now. You can always log on to indiatoday.in for all the details.
Keep watching